Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to today's deck profile. Today, I'm going to be showcasing off a deck that I've been playing for a little bit now, especially after the YCS kind of wrapped up with Brazil wrapping up and Anaheim wrapping up. I decided to explore some other decks outside of like the typical meta ones, especially because I feel like that's one of the ways that keeps me kind of engaged is to try something outside the norm. So today I'm going to be profiling DDDs, a deck that you guys all know that I'm a big fan of. I played this deck in the past before, and I'm excited to be playing it again, especially with the new support. I'm actually going to be taking this deck as well to locals this Wednesday. So if you guys are interested in watching some live gameplay, you can check out the live stream at 6:30 p.m. EST on Wednesday. And then if you guys aren't able to attend, I'll also have like the VOD out on Thursday as well. So definitely go check that out if you haven't already. And of course, I have a special mat in collaboration with Supreme Pro at tx1.com. You can use pack 10 for 10% off if you guys haven't already gotten this mat. There's only about 10 or so left, so definitely go get that now if you haven't already. It's basically Azuna traveling into the underground where she's going to be meeting Dormouse. And yeah, you can find out how that all plays out by checking the tx1.com and using pack 10 for that 10% off. But yeah, let's kind of jump right into the profile and what I'm gonna be playing at locals this week, pretty much, right? So first we're gonna be playing Kepler. Like I said, I wasn't able to get all the cards yet, so I'm finally happy I'm able to get all the cards. So yeah, you have 3 Kepler, and then you have 3 Zero King. So these are the main starters. I'm gonna explain them a little bit because I think everyone knows what Kepler does, which is lets you add a dark contract. 3 dark contracts you have are going to be the Zero King, the dark contract with the Gate, or the dark contract with the Witch. The other effect is not going to be a lot more relevant, which is it when it's no more special, you can target any DD card you control to bounce it back to the hand. The main reason why that effect is not more important is because Queen is one of the starters in the deck. And so when you start, Queen, and you go, when she's scaled, she can place any dark contract directly from your deck face up. So depending on which ones you have and which one you don't, you place them up. But for instance, you can place like a dark contract with the Zero King. And if you go Zero King effect to destroy Queen to summon a DD monster from your deck, the issue here is that if it gets Ash, you need to normal summon the Kepler to bounce this back to your hand. The main reason why is because if you have any extender like Griffin or something, and you want to link something to Gilgamesh, you need this card to be outside the pen zone so that you have 2 free scales, 2 open scale spots for Gilgamesh to place 2 directly from your deck. So that's like the main reason why the effective bounce actually is going to be a lot more relevant now more than ever. And then, of course, you can also add a Gate, right? The next quick card is going to be Queen. This is like the other 1-card starter of the deck. She's also a scale 0, which is like randomly broken. But the reason why she's so good is because when you scale her, you can place any Dark Contract continuous spell or trap directly from your deck. So even if you have access to Zero King and Gate already, you can actually place the Witch. And this card is broken because it says that you can send a DD card or a Dark Contract card from your hand to the grave to pop a card on the field. Now that effect is really strong because if you, let's say, like activate Griffin and then your opponent can now trigger Azuna, you can use Queen to place the Witch to basically check your opponent's Azuna, which is obviously really busted. And then the monster effect of Queen is also really broken because there's like 3 different effects. First is that if she's in like the extra deck face up, and a DDD or a dark contract card you control is destroyed, you can basically special summon her from the extra deck. That's when she's face up, and then non-target pop a card on the field. And also, if this card in the monster zone is destroyed, you can basically place this in like the scale, which is like one of the combos that you will typically do, pretty much. Yep. And then we're gonna be playing triple scale surveyor. So these are like all, like I said, the 1-card starters pretty much. And then this is gonna be like the extenders of the deck. So this card basically says if you control a DD Pendulum monster card, you can special summon this card from your hand. Now, it specifies DD Pendulum monster card, which means if you have like a Queen in the scale, that counts as a DD monster card. So you can actually special summon this if you have even a scale DD, which is pretty broken. And then this card, when it's no more special, can modulate its level to become level 4, which is broken because any 2 level 4 DD monsters is full combo. So you open like Griffin Surveyor is full combo. Also, when this card is sent to the graveyard or added to the extra deck face up, you can target a DD monster card you control and then return it back to hand. So it's a way to bounce Queen back to the hand so that you can clear your scales as well. You can also use this to add back resources so that you have a free card for Dark Contract with the Witch as well. So yeah, Scale Surveyor is like really broken and it's a free extender, so that's why you max it out. And then to accompany this, you have 3 DD Griffin, which is another card that is a blast from the past. This came out all the way in I think Battles of Chaos. So but this card basically is similar to Scale Surveyor, where if you control a DD, this one requires you to control a DD monster. So you have something the scale won't count, but you special this from your hand. And then, of course, if this is Pendulum Summon, you can discard a Dark Contract or DD card to draw one, which I usually do in my combo to like get an extra to filter through my deck for non-engine. And then also, if this card is special summon back from the graveyard, you can add any DD card from your deck to your hand. And then this card is also really good, is because if you draw any of the Garnets for Gilgamesh, this card you can usually scale this off the Gilgamesh and then use this effect to destroy itself to clear your scales. So you can activate like if you hard draw a Gilgamesh or hard draw Orthros, be able to like use Griffin to clear the scales is really strong. But yeah, what this effect does is it targets a feed monster and it gives it 500 attack for every Dark Contract you control when in the field or graveyard, and then destroy it. So that's pretty strong. So those are like your starters, is your extenders. And then you have like some engine requirements. You have like Orthros, which is going to be paired with the King Ragnarok. These are going to be the two that you're setting up off the King Gilgamesh most of the time. Orthros is good. It's like a back removal card, but it's also a tuner level 4 DD monster, which is important because it being a tuner allows you to access the synchro part of the engine. And then Ragnarok is really good because this card basically is a free extender, because if you special DD, you can, while this card's in the scale, you can bring back any DD monster in the graveyard. And then you take 1,000 damage, and your opponent takes half battle damage. But it's just like a free extender to help you set up your board. And then the effect, the monster effect of this card is also really strong, because there's some scenarios you can actually scale the Kepler, which gives you a scale 10. So you can actually pen summon out King Ragnarok. And this card basically allows you to target a DDD monster in the graveyard to bring it back. And this card can contribute one of the DD monster to target one monster your opponent controls to banish it. But that effect doesn't come up as much, but I mean, I used to use it, so it's important to point out. Copernicus, which is one of the cards that you're going to be using to dump lands and Necro, and then as well as Griffin. This card is just Foolish Barrels, but it's not a one-card starter, so it's not really like mandatory. You just play, it's mandatory for the combo, but you don't really need it. And then you have like Lance and Necro Slime. So Lance is like the new card. It's a level 2 tuner, which is important, but it can modulate itself to become a level 4 tuner, or because it summons. So when this card is in the graveyard, you can target a Dark Contract card you control to destroy it, and then summon this card back, and then this card gets banished when it leaves the field. But this card basically makes it so that you can overlay with it. It becomes a level 4 extender if you mill it, or you can either use it to access your Synchro 6 or Synchro 8. And Necro Slime is just obviously something that we used to play as well, which lets you access like the fusion part of the engine. Because the thing with DDDs is that you're going to be accessing Synchros, Fusion, XCs, everything. And so Necro Slime lets you access the fusion part of your engine. And then I play a 1 Count Surveyor. This card is just for utility. It's like a 1.5 card combo, so I don't really have it maxed out. But it's nice because you can summon off 0 King Gate. It's also like if you do hard draw, it's not the worst, because with any DD card, it's technically full combo. But yeah, I just play as a utility card to summon off of 0 King whenever I need it, depending on like the game state. So I just have it as a utility card at the moment. But these are all like the engine requirements, but they're not necessarily the worst bricks ever, because you can still do stuff even if you do draw them. But yeah, so then you have of course triple Dark Contract with the Gate. This card is basically the best card in the deck because it searches any missing piece for your combo. So yeah, you play 3 of the Gate Contract for sure. And then we play 1 0 King. This is like a new one, but I don't think you really need to max it because it's not like a starter by itself. Like, but it targets a DD card you control except itself basically to destroy, and then summon a DD monster from your deck. So, this is a card you're usually placing off of Doom King, off in like the 1 card lines. But where you go like, 0 Queen into Gate into Kepler into 0 King into popping the Queen to summon Copernicus, and then I play some other Dark Contracts. I play like some like end board pieces. I play DDD Headhunt, which is a basically a Widow Anchor that takes. So it's pretty strong. And then yeah, Dark Contract with the Witch Wiz is a little bit better because it's continuous. But yeah, so these are like the two end board pieces that I like to end on pretty much. And now the deck has a lot of room for non-engine after that, which is like really nice. Why I think the deck is like pretty cool. Because this deck is basically 40 cards and it has like a decent amount of non-engine room. So the amount of non-engine you have is I believe about 16, or maybe 17, which is how much I'm playing. But yeah, so you have of course the 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Ghost Spell, which is like these are just powerful staple hand traps in the format. So nothing too crazy about these. Right, so pretty much these. And then a spicy tech that I'm doing right now is I play the 3 Zuna and the Lupus package. The reason why I play this is because if I get stopped in my combo, you can special summon a Zuna. Like if you get Ash or something, which are like typical hand traps, Ash Bell, you can go special Zuna and then effect send Lupus, and then you can overlay the Lupus and the Zuna to make it can actually make a DD monster, which is gonna be Marksman Tell, because it's a generic rank 5 XCs and it requires 2 level 5 monsters, and then you can use this card plus any DD monster to full combo pretty much. So it's also an extender, but it could also be a hand trap, which I thought was like kind of nice. And then of course I also play triple Dominance Impulse because this deck is all darks. Yeah, and then I play 1 Call by the Grave. So that's pretty much it. So a lot of non-engine. I think it's about like 17 non-engine. So yeah. So that's the main deck. And like I said, I'll be playing this as local as well so you guys can see. I played 2 Gilgamesh right now. Yeah, this card is really good. This card basically says when it's special summoned, you can activate this effect where you lock yourself for the rest of the turn except DD monsters. So you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except DD monsters. So it's nice that it says for the rest of this turn because you can like extend with the Zuna like I mentioned, and then summon the King Tao and then summon this, and it still works. And basically when you do that, you can basically place 2 DD pendulum monsters with different names into your scales. So it's just like really broken. And then if this card is destroyed by opponent's card effect, if it's link summon, you can basically special summon any DD monster from your deck deck or graveyard in defense position. And then we get the new card, which is Sky King Zeus Ragnarok. This card is really good because first of all, it allows you to like pen summon twice, which is a crazy mechanic. But you target a DD or a Dark Contract card you control, you destroy it, and then during your main phase this turn, you can conduct an extra pen summon of a DD monster in addition to your regular pen summon. And then also this card has another effect where your opponent activates a monster effect in the hand. You can basically banish a DD monster or a Dark Contract in your graveyard to negate the activation. So it helps checks your opponent's 5 mana. It checks Nib. So yeah, pretty strong. For the synchro, we get a new one, which is DD First King Clovis. This card is nice because when this card is synchro summoned, you can bring back any DD banished monster, or if you have a Dark Contract card on the field, you can also target a DD monster in your graveyard as well to special summon it. And then when this card becomes banished, you can target all DD monsters this turn. If it attacks a defense position monster, it does piercing damage, which I'll explain how it comes up later. And then you have Chris Siegfried, which is something you used to play back then, and it's just basically a hot red. It negates. It's kind of like Flame. You target a spell and drop card on the field, and then you negate the effects until the next standby phase. So against, like if you play against Yummy, you negate their minion. It's actually for your opponent's turn, and then also until your next standby, which is not too bad. And then you play, of course, the DDD Flame King Genghis. This card lets you bring back a DD monster whenever a DD monster is special summoned to your hand, which is really important. And then if this card in my possession is destroyed my opponent's card effect, you can add back a Dark Contract card in your graveyard. Now for the boss monster, Arc Crisis. So this basically is like one of the ways this deck can push going second now, and it's like basically the win con. So you have to banish. You can fusion summon this card organically, or you can special summon from your face down extra deck by banishing the above cards from your field or graveyard. So you have to banish a fusion, a synchro, an XYZ, and a pendulum. And that's how you basically get to banish the Clovis, because you would banish it and then trigger the effect. But yeah, this card is basically super crazy. It basically is what do you call it? When this becomes special summon, you can negate all face-up monsters your opponent controls, and then you can attack all your opponent's monsters once each. So that's obviously going to be really broken because it would have piercing and then from the Clovis, and then if you banish the other XCs, I believe it's gonna be King Solomon. You can then also make it so that it does damage whenever it destroys a monster by battle. It does damage equals that monster's original attack. But yeah, this card's like UC. You can attack all your opponent's monsters and yeah, basically just kill them. And then you have Solomon. This is a new rank 4, which is really broken because, and this is how like any two rank 4s becomes, any two DD4s becomes full combo because this card says you can attach a material, add any DD card from your deck to your hand. So that's insanely busted. And then like I said, if this card becomes banished, you can target a DD effect monster and then make it so that that monster has the flame wingman ability, which is that if it kills a monster by battle, it does damage equals to that monster's original attack. Then you play the Caesar. You still play this card because this card allows you to basically search a Dark Contract card when you link it off. And then also has a really relevant effect, which during your player's turn, you can attach a material. And at the end of the battle phase, special summon from your graveyard as many monster that was destroyed this turn. So that effect is really important because if you play against like a Mitsurugi deck, you can special summon this, activate the effect, and then bring back all your guys back, which is like really broken because the effect, because like all your monsters got nukes, so you can bring all of them back, which is I think pretty strong. Then you have Marksman Tell. Marksman Tell is also really broken because you can like put this on top of like any of the 4s for Marksman Tell, and then that's really broken because when this card is sent to the graveyard, you can send any DD or Dark Contract card from your deck directly to the grave. And then I only play one DDD mechanics at the moment, and that's only because I'm using some of the extra cards for Azuna, which I can explain. But yeah, this card is obviously really good too because you can slap this on top of any DDD monster. And then, yeah, it's like a not once per turn effect where you can, every time your opponent activates a monster effect, you can try to attach 2 materials or destroy a Dark Contract you control and then attach that monster as a material. And then you play a Caesar, of course, because, you know, it's a DDD deck. Funny enough, Caesar does have an effect when it's sent to the graveyard where it can search any Dark Contract card directly from the deck to the hand. So you have good follow-up even if they clear it. And then I play Valon for the Azuna. I play Typhon. And then I play Zeus. So I play this package just to give my Izuna and Lupus some value, but I also think in general these cards are good board breakers. I find myself playing a lot of grind games with the DDD deck where if I had these utility cards, I could win. Although the DDD extra deck is nice, it's kind of like I think having these allows you to like crack boards and then play a grind game a little bit better. So yeah, that's why I decided to pretty much play these. And then for the side deck, so the side deck's still something I want to work on. I was thinking about maybe playing Retaliating Sea, but I'm not sure yet. I still have to like figure it out. But yeah, so you have Dark Contract with Eternal Darkness. This is basically for the Yummy matchup so that they can't synchro summon basically. And then you have one barrier because I'm gonna be playing the Thrust package, so that's why I think it's pretty strong. So you play like Thrust. And then I play a Duster to accompany the Thrust going second because I'm playing inside the Thrust package going second alongside like the one Lightning Storm. The main reason why I want to set Thrust going second is because of heavy polymerization. So I know a lot of the Lunalight deck plays this card, but you can actually play it in this deck as well because you can just use it to cheat out this card and then OTK your opponent. So you bait all the interrupts and then you activate heavy poly as your last play. You summon the Arcane Crisis and just OTK your opponent pretty much. So that's the idea because basically this card lets you fuse some monster from your extra deck using 3 or more monsters from your hand or field as a material. But you can also banish monsters from your extra deck as materials up to the number of monsters your opponent controls. So if my opponent has like 3 monsters, it's like really easy to basically go for the Arc Crisis and then OTK with heavy polymerization. And then right now I'm on also 1 talents just as another thrust target to help like crack the board. And I find myself that if you go second and you use the effect to draw 2 and you draw engine cards, it's like really strong. And then I play also, of course, 3 Meows and then 3 Paralia just to make it so that the board is a lot easier to crack, in my opinion, because this deck does have a little bit hard time going second, but if they can make a half board, it's a lot more doable, in my opinion. So I think these Paralia and these Meows help a lot, especially with the Thrust, so that you can try to resolve like heavy polymerization, because you don't want them to not end on a board at all. You definitely still want them to end on something, but then this stuff just helps you like crack most of the boards pretty much. But yeah, that's pretty much the deck profile, guys. If you guys are interested in seeing the locals and me playing the deck, definitely be on the lookout for that this coming Wednesday on Twitch. And then, of course, like I said, if you guys are not able to make it, I'll post the VOD on Thursday for everyone. So hope you guys enjoyed. I'm definitely excited to be giving these like a try and then playing it in person. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.